Okay, welcome to another edition of Lion News. Lion News can be found at lionnews00.blogspot.com. Today is Monday, March 7th, 2011. And what are we going to talk about today? Well, of course, we're going to talk about local corruption. And when you have local corruption, you have people who support local corruption. All right? And what you need to do is figure out who they are, and then once you know who they are, then you can deal with them. Okay? And actually, unless you know there's local corruption, you support local corruption. See? Because if you're kept in the dark about local corruption, how are you going to fight it? You don't know what to fight or who to fight or if there's something to fight to start with. All right? So that's the advantage of local corruption, especially if the local media is in bed with the crooked cops, crooked lawyers, crooked county attorneys, crooked judges, and their crooked support staff. Okay? So, let's say that KSAX supports local corruption. Okay? I think we have plenty of proof that they do. All right? Plenty of video evidence. Okay? So, who actually supports KSAX? Okay? Well, obviously the staff and management of KSAX does. The advertisers of KSAX does. The colleagues of KSAX does. And the general public does. Okay? Obviously the staff and management does because, they work there, they create stories and stuff like that. The advertisers pay KSAX for commercials on their station. The colleagues of KSAX, they like to have these little clubs where they just pat each other in the back. Oh, you're so wonderful this year. You did some wonderful stories. We're so happy that you refuse to do any stories about local corruption. You know what we're going to do? We're going to give you a plaque saying how wonderful you are. Okay? And of course the general public does. Because, if the general public knew that KSAX was aiding and abetting local corruption, do you think that they would tolerate KSAX's existence anymore? No, I don't think so. See? So if they're kept in the dark, the general public will support KSAX. Okay? So how do you deal with someone like KSAX? Well, the advantage of this society is that they license everything. Okay? So, like I've always advocated, is if you have a crooked judge, crooked cop, crooked lawyer, well, they're all licensed individuals. Okay? So you attack their license. Okay? KSAX is a licensed entity. So what you do is you attack their license. All right? KSAX is owned by KSTP. All right? Here is their license here at the Federal Communications Commission. Here is KSAX. Okay? It shows that it's owned by KSTP. Okay? So, what you have is a situation where you can inform the regulating agency. Let's go to license here first. Okay? License is governmental permission to perform a particular act. Okay? So, what we do is we report to the governmental agency who gave them permission to act. All right? And what you do is you find out when and how they are licensed. Okay? Like in Minnesota. Okay? Here we go. Here, Minnesota. The renewal application filing deadline for people like KSAX is December 2nd, 2013, and petition to deny petition. We're going to get into this a little later here. Petition to deny that deadline for filing is March 3rd, 2014. Okay, so if you don't want KSX to have a license, you'd have to submit a petition or another one. There's another option there also by March 3rd, 2014. Okay? And here's a complaint that you can file against KSAX if you want to. This is an online complaint. Stupid people use online complaints. Never, ever, ever use an online complaint. The simplest reason, you do not have a physical copy for yourself. Oh yeah, they may give you a printout, at the very end, but does it have a signature on it? No, it doesn't. Okay? Do you have a certificate of mailing to prove that your little electrons got to where it went? No, you don't. Okay? So maybe they'll send you a receipt or a copy of your complaint. Maybe. What if they don't? See, I know an instance where some lady filed one of these, not with the Federal Trade Commission, but with a mortgage company, and they didn't give her a complaint back. See? Because they didn't want her to have a copy of it, because it showed that they were guilty as sin. Okay? So, what you have, what your options are to, when filing a complaint against, an objection to the renewal of their license. This isn't a complaint. This is an objection to the renewal of their license. You can file a complaint. That's something separate. That's this complaint. This is okay. This one is a petition to deny them a license. Okay. You can put it in your objection. You put in your 2 cents here. Why KSAX can't have a license. Okay. You can either put it in a petition, which has to be an affidavit, or an informal objection. Okay. I'd go with the informal one. Okay, and all this information can be found at the FCC. Okay, and here again is renewal applications they have to renew. Okay, now probably one of the biggest things you want to bring up is that this license, like a radio station or a television station, is a public trust. See, they're supposed to be the watchdogs of your community. Here again, they're supposed to be exposing local corruption, not covering up local corruption. Okay, they're supposed to be informing you that Douglas County Attorney Chris Carpin had a criminal defamation complaint, which is a gross misdemeanor, filed against him. See, they're supposed to inform you that Sheriff Troy Warbeson was engaging in intimidation tactics and harassment tactics to try to prevent this criminal complaint from being filed. See? So it's an understood. See, you and I would have this agreement that that's their job. Okay, they're the watchdogs. They're the fourth pillar of government. See, they're supposed to be looking out for the small guy. Okay, and they're supposedly highly educated people. See. They deal with the cops, lawyers, and judges on a regular basis. They understand all these little word tricks, these stonewalling techniques, these propaganda techniques that the cops, lawyers, and judges use. See? So they're supposed to be looking out for you. But you know that they aren't. Okay? See? Because here we have proof that they are not looking out for us right here. See? I did not give them permission to cover up crimes. No. We're supposed to have an agreement here, see? A citizen agreement that the programming, employment, and other issues of community concern is exposing local corruption. See, I don't remember making any agreement with KSAX that they could cover up local corruption, did I? No. I have never made a citizen's agreement with them that they could cover up local corruption. Never. And I don't think you have either. See? It's an understood agreement, isn't it? See, we shouldn't have to put this in writing. See, this is one of those common decency things. But obviously KSX doesn't want to, follow common decency or the law, do they? See? No, they don't. See, we shouldn't have to have this in writing at all. It should just be understood. See, but maybe what KSAX and Echo Press need to do is make an agreement that they will expose local corruption. See? And obviously if they don't, then what we need to do is to inform the staff and management of KSAX that will not be tolerated. Inform the advertisers of KSAX that will not be tolerated. And inform the colleagues of KSAX that will not be tolerated, and inform the general public that will not be tolerated. See? Because anyone who supports and loves local corruption is a threat to the safety and security of the people in the broadcast area of KSAX and of the broadcast area of KSTP. See? They are a threat to your safety and security because they are not a watchdog. If you're covering up local corruption, you are a threat to the general populace. You are not a public trust. You are not, looking out for anyone other than yourself and your cohorts, your colleagues in crime, your fellow workers of local corruption. See? KSX's job is to convince you that the wolf is actually a sheep. See? But what did we do with this video? We proved that not only were the local officials wolves in sheep's clothing, we proved that KSAX and Echo Press were wolves in sheep's clothing. See? So, again, KSAX has a license. They do not have a license to promote local corruption. They do not have a license to protect local corruption. See, I did not make any sort of agreement with them to allow them to do that. See? At no time did I make an agreement, a citizen's agreement with them, that they could do any of those acts. No. See, those are evil. I do not tolerate evil acts. I contend with wicked people. See, that's why KSAX and of course our buddies at Echo Press must realize that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. See, when people realize that they're involved in covering up local corruption, the reaction is that it will not be tolerated and it will be exposed. So, remember, this is no different than people telling you can't fight City Hall. We have plenty of videos showing that we have fought City Hall. See, you can fight a corporation like this. You just have to know how to do it. And the way to do it is, again, attack their license and undermine the confidence of their staff and management, of their advertisers, of their colleagues, and the general public by making a complaint and informing these people of that and refusing to quit. That is the important part. Refuse to quit and refuse to be intimidated, just like what Troy Werbison was trying to do here. Right here with Chris Carpin, trying to intimidate us into informing the public, making complaints. We had a right to file a complaint. Same thing that happened at the city attorney's office. They threatened us with arrest. We didn't quit. We just kept on going. See? Their biggest weapon is to shame you into silence, scare you into silence, or guilt you into silence. Don't fall for those tricks. Okay? So, keep on fighting. Thank you for your time. Bye.